Ankh, the Egyptian term meaning life. The hieroglyph Ankh, originally perhaps representing a knot or a bow, is a symbol for divine life, for the breath of life provided by Shu and other gods, and for regenerating power of water. Ankh also designates a floral bouquet offered to the gods and a mirror, itself an important metaphysical symbol. Various items used in hieratic rites were fashioned in the shape of this hieroglyph. The Ankh survived into the Coptic period and was inherited by the Christians as the crux ansata. Yeah, the Ankh kind of resembles the cross. I mean, I think the first time I saw the Ankh was in cartoons. Yeah, in some cartoons I can't trace right now, but I think I saw it in cartoons. Um, but also I've seen it, a lot hanging in the Pan African movement, hanging around their necks. Everybody's got a hunk. It symbolizes the divine life, the breath of life that was provided by the gods. It's interesting when it mentions regenerating power of water as well, because water is the medium in which everything happens. It's with the medium the soul travels, so to speak, quote unquote. So I was thinking about this, what this scientist said. Water is an element can be present in four stages, in four modalities. Water can be liquid, solid, vapor, and in the form of gel. And the scientist said, and I agree, forget the eugenics movement about genes, RNAs, and DNAs, and all that shit. Forget it. Think in terms of gel. Imagine that our so called cells are actually individualistic, cells, but made out of jelly, gelatinous matter called water. And they kind of stick together. And what is the reason? How are they stick together like a puzzle? The soul, of course. The soul is what binds everything together, in my opinion. When the soul leaves the body, the soul is not in the body. It's like an Wi-Fi connection. But when it leaves, the body just woof, turns into what? To dust. It's where it came from. What's powering this body is the soul. You know. Of course, everything needs to eat, right? But I think the powers, the source, that it holds everything together. That's why they say in some, theologies that the body is fashioned in the image of the divine. Because it is the divine that gives this shape to it. So it is an important metaphysical symbol, etc., etc. I don't know the significance of the mirror. Why was it considered a mirror? I don't know. But you see that the Egyptians, they were quite metaphysical people until they got, possessed by religion. Yes. But I think in the beginning it was quite a people that was quite, about wisdom, facts, and logic and metaphysics. Later, there was some guy who said, eh, "I am the representative of God on earth." The Hubermensch that we experienced in modern times, or the Superman from cartoons. He said, "I am the representative of the gods on earth. You have to worship me." You know, and the Pharaoh became worshipped, and they start building statues and It became quite ritualistic, and full of prayers and stuff like that. And I think they stepped away from metaphysics into the realm of religion, and I think that was the beginning of the end, right? For them, this idea of the pharaoh, the son of Ra, that represents the perfect man on earth, is also present in other cultures. So it was in Egypt, it was in the Middle East, for instance, the prophet Jesus, Solomon, Muhammad, Kidr was Moses' teacher. They all was God's deputy on earth. The Neoplatonists had something resembling. It was called the nous, and later the Romans also adopted this deputy on earth with the cult of Julius Caesar. Like the pharaoh, Julius Caesar became the central figure of a religion. They adored him. There was temples made in his honor and all those things. Um, so the perfect man, I said humorously, the Hubermensch. We're also looking for that. It's the same archetype. And it's funny, whenever they go in that direction, that's when everything falls apart. When they start adoring this man on earth, it doesn't make any sense, you see, because the divine is spiritual, it is never physical. So when they start saying, oh, he's coming back again, he's walking amongst us, man, that is insanity. That is insanity, you know? All right, so I think I'm gonna shut up.